Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony Wall Street Trader. It's 3:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, September 1st, 2021. And let's go straight into my favorite disclaimer. So this is not financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only. We're here to talk about the greatness of the graph. Click subscribe, click the bell if you want to be notified. The thumbs up if you want to see this thing glorified. And intraday updates, click the Twitter link. It's in the description below. Let's move forward real quick. Everyone understands this. My current position, I'm 100% baked in terms of my risk tolerance. A dollar more, I'd feel slightly uncomfortable. So I'm happy with what I have invested right now. My average cost basis on that investment is 81 and change, 81 cents and change. Where are we now? Well, let's go take a look at the market. We're at 90 cents. We haven't barely done much. We have had a little bit of a dip and a fall, like a 5% move here. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, we were talking about, or a day or so ago, we were actually up. We went down. We came back up again. This dotted line is consistently being respected as support. We dipped below, but this stuff is such negligible. It's a couple of hours. That is not a break as far as I'm concerned. It would depend on depth, and it would depend on the amount of time that it's broken through. So it was deep, but it wasn't overly deep. It was only a couple of percentage points, and in crypto land, that's not a lot. And then obviously only down that far for a couple of hours. So we're still over this rising dotted line trend. I'm still feeling comfortable there. We're looking over now over at the graph relative to Bitcoin. Again, we dipped through very quickly on the graph relative to Bitcoin, or what I call the graph's inner strength, which is this piece over here highlighted underneath inner strength. Now, where are we right now? We are definitely respecting this dotted line as well, so we will continue to watch it. There's not a lot of other patterns here that we can take a look at other than what this trend line is showing me right at this point in time. Now, let's look over at Bitcoin. I think it's very important that everyone understands how this trend was like spot on. Touched it and then just moved away from it. Where we're at 48,000, just about hit at 49,000, like literally a moonshot. Look at that, from 47 straight to 49. Somebody's buying it, and that is definitely not me because I did not buy any Bitcoin today. That being said, this is like a pretty strong, resilient price action on Bitcoin as of late, and we are starting to see this thing trek back up on that channel. A little earlier today when I did another video, I was a little concerned. We're kind of like hugging down there a little bit too much. So, getting away from that line, that bottom support line is good. Now going over to Bitcoin dominance. Wow, and wow. This thing continues to drop like a fly. This thing is 41.89. Like not too long ago, a couple of days, we were 44. 3%, 3 to 4%. Now imagine that. 3% of $1 trillion is $30 billion worth of transfer of wealth from Bitcoin into altcoin. And that's a pretty big deal because we have a $2 trillion market. That's how much has moved. So 30 billion from one side of the equation, Bitcoin, into $30 billion of altcoin. So that's now the proportion is 42% is roughly situated in the Bitcoin world, whereas the other 58% is sitting in altcoin. Now, I have a weird feeling that when this thing hits this bottom line here, as I draw it further down, if we hit down there to 41 or 40, I have a feeling it's going to wind up bouncing. But you know what? The altcoin market is providing a lot of resiliency here in the face of all of this. And I think that, a lot of these altcoins, some of them are truly showing strength as, actual use cases, actual applications that are being used and monetized. So I have a feeling that the altcoin market is now being taken more seriously. Again, the sleeping giant is in the Web 3.0 technologies that I continue to reiterate. Graph being one of them, one of the top ones. It's on the top 5 on the Masari site of the market value coins in the top 5 of the Web 3.0 categorized crypto space. So, the graph is really one of the few that I cover that are truly adopted And there's no way this thing will not die. That I can almost, I'd put heaps of money on that statement alone. Anyway, graphs at 90 cents. We're still tracking above that dotted line. Keep in touch on Twitter for intraday updates, and take it easy.